We're on the air now. Okay, welcome this afternoon to Tropical Park as your Westland Wildcats will take on your Felix Varela Vipers. We're hoping the Vipers have no sting today or have no bite today. Like to put out a special announcement today. We'd like to wish our girls volleyball team the best of luck as they are simultaneously playing at school right now in a tri-county championship against the North Miami Pioneers. They are hosting at La Jaula in the first round of the Tri-County Championship. The game is being recorded and will be uploaded to our Westland Wildcat TV station for your pleasure and viewing later on. Seems we have a field announcer for our whopping crowd of 0. Westland will be receiving the kickoff. Seems like Varela has won the toss and has deferred to the second half. Ray Sobrino, our quarterback, and also the backstop on the baseball team, is trying to get his team all hyped up. Again, for those of you joining us, we're here at Tropical Park as your Westland Wildcats are hosted by the Felix Varela Vipers in this playoff game. Westland will be receiving the kickoff, going south to north on the field. Nicholas Hankey, who also happens to be a wide receiver and defensive back, is also their specialist, their kicker. And the kick is off. It is a short kick, fielded by Nate Washington at about the 25. Gets a corner, has a seam, and is taken out just short of midfield. Good return. No flags on the play. So the Westland Wildcats will take over just short of the 50-yard line. Again, I don't have the vantage point that the announcer has from the press box, so my numbers may be a little bit off, but I think my commentary will be a little more colorful. Coach Gross, in his first season at the helm of this team, calls for some checkdowns, probably changing the play on the line. We got twin receivers to both sides, one running back in the backfield. Sobrino takes the pass, throwing deep to the right side, but overthrows his target intended for number 13, Covarius Davis. Sir, that is Covarius, better known as Very. So now we'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the same location. Sobrino in the shotgun, running back to the left, calls, and it looks like it might be an encroachment on the defense, and it is. Free 5 yards. We'll take them any way we can get them. Other games, we have had an issue of jumping ourselves, but seems like we're holding it together in this one. 11 minutes, 44 seconds to go. 2nd and 5. Again, twins to both sides. Number 4, Ezekiel Fuller to the left. The handoff is to Fuller, avoids the first tackler, and then is met by a group of Vipers that bring him down for a possible loss of a yard or 2, bringing up a 3rd and 6 or 7. Okay, as you heard the other announcer, it is actually 3rd and 8. Again, I do not have the vantage point he does. Sobrino again in the shotgun, twins to both sides, takes the snap, looks right, avoids 1, passes across the middle. The pass is complete to number 5. Number 5 gets more than enough for the first down. Probably a gain of about 16 or 17 on the right side. So I was pretty right here with my not use of glasses and vantage point. Gain of 14. I called it about 15. Again, this time, same thing. We have twins to both sides. Fuller is to the right of Sobrino. Fuller picks up the blitz. Sobrino rolls out right, signaling to his receiver, and it goes through his hands. Pass intended for number 80, Lianci Quinones. Pass was intended for number 80. The entire Westland family would also like to wish Kehlani a speedy recovery. He was injured in our last football game and had successful surgery yesterday. So we want to send out our love and support for Kehlani as he returns healthier than ever. Okay, now it is 2nd and 10. Scoreboard operator's a little bit behind. Oh, there we go. Just changed. It must have heard me. We go trips to the left. Sobrino looking left, has to avoid a tackler. Still trying to get rid and throws it, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for Keon Adderley. It now brings up a 3rd and 10 at the 40. Westland shows with trips to the left. Single receiver wide to the right. Sobrino in the backfield with Fuller to his left. Snap is there. He looks over to the right. It's a deep shot. And it is caught, and it is. There is a penalty. It looks like roughing the passer. There's original call from the referee. Looks like it is a roughing the passer. But there seems to be 2 penalties. Maybe they are discussing it. The call is unsportsmanlike on the Vipers, which should mean they should be tacked on to the end of that play, which, depending where the ball was. Okay, was not such a long pass. I have a very bad angle from here, so I can't see distance on the far side of the field, but it will add 15 yards. Bringing the Wildcats, I believe, inside of the red zone for the first time today. We'll need to see the scoreboard to get a confirmation on that. We are actually at first and goal. First and goal inside the 10. Oh, there was multiple fouls. There was unsportsmanlike conduct, and there was a roughing the passer. And now the referees are coming back. Maybe they need Dr. Handelsman to help them with the math. Okay, so it is not first and goal. The lollipops come back up. It is first and 10 at the 16, I am told. So it is not a first and goal. Again, twin receivers to one side. Fade to the left to Nate. And it is there, and it is caught, secured by Nate Washington. The 16-yard fade from Sobrino to Washington. Not the first time we've seen this. We definitely saw this on the first score against HML. So the Wildcats lead 6-0. With 10:15 to go in the first quarter of their score. And now you will have Michael Medina coming out for the extra point. Seems like we're having some difficulty getting the holder out there. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it splits the uprights. 7-0 with 10:15 to go. The Wildcats have a 7-0 lead, and the Vipers will get the ball for the first time. That was a 4-minute and 45-second drive, capped off by a 16-yard fade route from Sobrino to Washington in the left corner of the end zone. And then the extra point was good. It seems that our cameraman, we wanted to thank Quill and Scroll for live streaming. Seems I have to catch him up a little bit on the football lingo. Okay, Michael Romero was the one with the kick. Thought it was going to be Michael Medina. Kickoff is deep. And it looks like he is down. His knee hit the ground. So he is down inside the 20. We'll need an official spot. Again, my vantage point, not the best from over here. You know, I get comments here on text messages that I don't stop talking, but that is the job of the commentator. You know, our illustrious leader says I don't stop talking, but, you know, I have to do commentary and play-by-play at the same time because I'm missing my sidekick, Espy, which will be coming soon to a game near you. Okay. I don't know if any of you caught my commentary, my bilingual commentary at the soccer game. I know it has gotten the second most views of any sporting event on Westland Wildcat TV. Hoping today's game, since it was a little far from home, you know, in the southern point of the county. Varela brings the hand up down the middle. Is not able to get much, maybe a yard or two. Okay, he got a little bit more than I thought. He got 6. Varela sets up with 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, empty backfield. From the scouting we get, the quarterback will just look for a lane to run, but actually there's a screen pass to the right side, and there looks to have been a holding there, and it looks like the back judge did see that. Through the laundry, there was a hold out there on the outside wide receiver, so that ball will be coming back. And it should be coming back to the 9-yard line with the holding call, bringing a 2nd and 14. Again, I'm ahead of that commentator. Who is it? Jeanette Smalls, thanks for joining us today. We will make sure we pass your message on to Adrian and Carrie. We will pass the message along. Again, now it is, oh, sorry, it was only a 5-yard penalty. So it is 2nd and 9 at the 14. Varela had quads to the 4, and the quarterback takes off. Is still looking to pass, but looks like he is contained. He is contained. It might have been a fumble. I see people running onto the field. And it is a turnover, a Wildcat turnover. Looks like number, I believe 90. Number 90 with the fumble recovery. That was James Atkins. James Atkins, better known to the family as Biggs, with the fumble recovery. And Westland will take over 1st and 10 at the 15. Inside the red zone with a chance to put a good amount of pressure on Varela if we can score here. Again, we're playing here at Tropical Park. Because of COVID, obviously, our stands are empty. So many of you are watching us on live stream, because really that's really the only way to be able to catch these games, unless you happen to be a player or a commentator like me. I formation, ball goes to Zeke Fuller on the right and is brought down. Seems to be a timeout on the field. I'm not sure who called the timeout. Okay, it was a Varela timeout. We leaves them with 2 for the half. Again, the Westland Wildcats here are threatening in the red zone for the 2nd time today. First time they were able to convert on a 16-yard fade from Sobrino to Washington in the corner, in the left-hand corner, in the left corner of the end zone. Westland will come out. It is 2nd and 9 with the ball on the 14. 8:43 to go here in the first quarter. Sobrino under center with Fuller in the backfield. And now is making a check down. Looks like he's changing the play. Still under center. Takes the snap. Gives it to Fuller. And Fuller is brought down with minimal to no gain on that play, bringing up a 3rd. Seems like they're bringing in some receivers to go away from that jumbo package. Maybe they're going to try to throw this ball out. The clock keeps ticking. It is 8:23 to go in the first quarter. Looks like we will have, waiting to see the formation. It looks like a single receiver and trips to the right. Or maybe we're going, looks like we're going trips right. Single receiver to the right. I believe this is the same formation Wildcats were successful last time. The corner on number 9, Nate Washington, is giving them quite a cushion. Matter of fact, all of the corners are giving same pass to the left corner. And it is brought down again, this time from the 17. Again, Sobrino to Washington for the score. Westland extends their lead to 13-0. So the last two completions for Sobrino have gone 2 for 2 for 33 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, Mikel Romero will come out for the extra point. With that is our principal that is screaming. The 1 or 2 spectators that are permitted in the stands. So Mikel Romero here with the kick. Kavarius Davis will be the holder. Don't know the number of the long snapper, but you always gonna give credit to the long snapper. The kick is good, and it just does get over the crossbar. So the kick is good, and now the lead is 14-0. 7:44 to go in the first quarter. Westland now takes a 14-0 lead. Varela will get their second drive. Their first drive ended prematurely when they coughed the ball up, and James Atkins was able to cover the fumble, giving the ball back to Westland, who was able to capitalize on another fade route from Sobrino to Washington. Kehlani, we miss you too, buddy. I don't know if you caught us earlier. The whole Westland family would like to wish you a speedy recovery. I understand your surgery was a success yesterday, and we wish you nothing but the best. From your whole Westland family, your football team, administrators, teachers, coaches, everybody. Kickoff is deep. Varela's, one of his upmen gets it, is trying to bring it out, and he is met by a triad of Westland Wildcats and is brought down. As you can see, Ezekiel doesn't only get it done on the ground, he gets it done on the special teams too. Varela has the ball at the 28. Varela comes out with trips to the right, twins to the left, empty backfield. Again, as we said in the scouting, this quarterback is quite the athlete, and many times will just look for a lane to take off. They push it over to quads to the right. Quarterback looks back to pass, is looking for somewhere to go, throws the ball deep, and it is brought down, but looks like intercepted. It is intercepted by number 13, by Kavarius Davis. Interception there by Kavarius Davis. It looked like the receiver for Varela had it temporarily, but Kavarius said, no, that's mine. I want that. And exactly what he did. He took what he wanted. So now, again, after a turnover, second turnover of the game for the Varela Vipers, Westland will take over at about the 42-yard line on the Westland side. Westland shows trip receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, Ezekiel Fuller in the backfield. Sobrino looks right, is throwing. He's got number 80 across the middle for a nice completion. Nice completion, thrown on a rope to number 80, Lianci Quiñones. Lianci Quiñones with a nice catch. Ball is taken to the 30. That means that is a 28-yard reception. Sobrino now probably just above the 100-yard mark in passing. Trips. Again, looks, scrambles, gets a little bit of rush. Looks like he's going to tuck it and take it. And he's going to go towards the sideline and does not go down easily. He is brought down, it looks like, inside the 10. Or maybe inside the 20. I'm sorry, yes, it's probably more like the 15. Which will be another first down for the Marlins. I mean, for the Wildcats, I'm sorry. Thought I was talking about baseball. Oh, he is brought down at the 10 exactly, which will make it a first and goal. That was a 20-yard run by Sobrino. Westland lines up with trips to the left and a single receiver to the right. Sobrino throws to the right corner, and it is incomplete. Basically the same formation that has scored twice. All they did was flip it to a different receiver. They went trips to one side, single receiver to the other, giving them plenty of space to work with. Again, they have the same formation, trips to the left. Sobrino with Ezekiel to his right. Sobrino pointing out something to the running back. And there is a timeout by Varela. I believe they're concerned that, one more score here, and this can be getting away from Varela. Again, Coach Gross, in his first year at the helm, has had success as an assistant coach at Miami Central. But this, I believe, is his first head coaching job in Dade County. Has really turned this program around. Had a shutout victory earlier this year against HML. And did lose a very close game to Hialeah Gardens. So we're hoping to keep the winning going today here at Tropical Park. Little fact that I didn't know, Tropical Park has the seating capacity of 7,000, according to Wikipedia. Again, whatever's on Wikipedia, not necessarily confirmed. But I know this stadium did suffer some damage during one of the hurricanes several years ago. Was closed for a while. And this, which used to be natural grass, is now an artificial turf field with entire track amenities. So the Westland Wildcats come out with the trips to the left, twins to the right, empty backfield. Sobrino in the shotgun. Player in motion. The ball is given to the player in motion. Jet sweep. Cuts it up. Number 15. And I guess they were there. They knew that was coming. And referee said that player had to go out because he did hit the ground and they thought he was hurt. So there was no gain. It is now 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. They're at the 10. So even if we were not successful gaining any yards here, we would be looking at about a 27-yard field goal attempt. Referee's telling number 15 he must get out of the game. Don't know if it's for an equipment issue. So there must be a sub coming in. And referee also calls in for the water break at 6:12 left in the first quarter. Westland Wildcats 14, the Vipers 0. Again, FHSA does have these water breaks broken into the quarters to prevent dehydration. Even though today was a very cool day to start the game, it is gotten a little bit warmer out here. And playing on a turf field, the sun is absorbed by the field and reflected back onto the player. So even though the field conditions or the atmosphere here could be a certain temperature, what it feels like to play on these turf fields is a couple of degrees higher. There's been times when at Hard Rock Stadium, the turf conditions have been showing 110, 120 degrees when it really is only 90, 95 maybe, which is still hot, but considerably hotter. Yes, that's right, Miss Blanco. I have not stopped talking. My principal looks at me in awe as I do not stop talking. But again, that's what I'm supposed to do as a commentator and a play-by-play. I'm trying to give you as much information, as much fodder as possible. Westland lines up. Twin receivers to both sides. Ezekiel Fuller to the left of Sobrino in the shotgun. Snap, pass to the right corner. And the pass falls incomplete. We'll bring up a 4th and 10 from the 10. Again, this would make it a 27-yard field goal, which would be about 8 yards longer than a regular extra point. And looks like the Westland Wildcats will be going for the field goal. That last extra point would probably not make it from this distance, but the first extra point would definitely clear it. So if we have a good snap from the center, good hold from Kavarius, Mikhail should be able to drill it through. Okay. Snapper is 21. I will look at my roster so I can give some credit to the long snapper. Being a former long snapper myself, you always want to give credit to the long snapper. The snap is there. It's good. The hold is there. The kick is up. And it is good. From 27 yards out, Westland extends their lead 17-0. 5:49 to go in the first quarter, and I'm ahead of that announcer. Westland leads 17-0. So far, everything gross is thrown out has come out smelling like roses. Delay a game called against the Wildcats. The call was that the kicker did not wait for the referee's whistle to put the ball in play, and that's why the delay of game was called. Coach Gross reminds the boys that we can't stop making silly mistakes now. The kick goes down the middle, takes a wicked bounce, is picked up by Varela, does have a good return shot here, but is brought down at about the 47-48 of Varela. So Varela will start this drive with the best field position of the day. Again, the last two Varela drives, well, the only other two Varela drives, have ended up in Wildcat turnovers, recovered by the Wildcats. One, a fumble recovery by James Atkins, and the second, an interception by Kavarius Davis, our safety. Varela comes out with trips to their right. Looks like single receiver to the left with a running back in the backfield for the first time today. Calls for the snap. The handoff goes. He is able to bounce to the right, but is brought down by number two. Genoa Parks. Pookie with the tackle. So 2nd and 4 here after a gain of 4 on that first down. Varela threatening to pass midfield for the first time. Again, come out with trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. Running back to the right of the quarterback who is in shotgun. Calls for the snap. Fakes the handoff. Fumbles the ball momentarily. Turns to the right. And is able to get away. There is a crackback block. And there goes the flag for the crackback. So good way to escape for the quarterback, but that ball will be coming back on a crackback block. Again, the high school does not allow the crackback block. If the player is not engaged, you cannot come back and clean him like they just cleaned our player. So it is personal foul. So that ball definitely will be coming back from the spot of the foul. So you see them move the flag to where the foul took place, which it looks like it took place just past. So it happened just past midfield, so it will bring it back to probably around the 37 or 38. That quarterback was able to do pretty much something with nothing. Ball being on the right hash. Varela with twins to the right and trips to the left. Quarterback calls for the snap. It's pretty much guaranteed he was just going to run. Does turn the corner and is able to get out of bounds. And is able to pick up a good chunk of that yardage. So they are right at midfield. It will be 3rd and probably about 4 or 5. Up, yep. 3rd and 4. Westside will have to tighten up here to try to not give up the first down for the Varela Vipers. Varela comes out with trips to their right. Single receiver to the left with a running back in the backfield with the quarterback. Quarterback calls for the snap. Fake handoff, looks. It's throwing deep across the middle, and it is overthrown. Overthrown. If the throw would have been there, it could have been some danger for the Wildcats. But the pass was overthrown, bringing a 4th and 4 from the 50. A new player comes in for the Vipers. Not sure if they're going to be going for it or if the new guy that came in is their punter. From behind, if you look at Coach Gross, he kind of looks like the Grinch with his mask. So we have a 4th and 4 here. Varela showing 4 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Quarterback takes it, looks his back to drop, passes over here, and again it is overthrown. Does take a hit, but there is no foul. So the ball will turn over on downs. Westland holds, and Westland will take the ball over at midfield with 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Westland Wildcat lead 17-0. See, I beat the commentator with the comment again. For those that are just joining us, the score is Westland Wildcats 17, Vipers yet to get on the board. For our bilingual people, Los Gatos Salvajes 17 y Los Víperes 0. Ray Sobrino under some trouble, does get hit from the back. Don't know if the ball was in play, was an attempted pass. It looks like it was ruled a fumble. Did go harmlessly out of bounds. Sobrino looks back, is throwing to the right, and a little bit overthrown, number 4. That pass was intended for Ezekiel Fuller, his running back, or EJ, as he's better known. One of our seniors looks like he's going to get back into the game. He hasn't played all day. Otis Flowers, number 3. Seems like he was missing a little piece of equipment. He's gotten taken care of and is suiting up. He will probably be coming in at safety on defense. And looks like the Vipers jump off sides again. That will be their 2nd encroachment call. Another free 5 yards. Now making it, instead of 3rd and 8, 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. Westland with twin receivers to both sides. Ezekiel Fuller to the left. The snap is there. Looks like it's an option. Sobrino keeps it and goes up the field and probably got enough for the 1st down. Yes, that's the call. 1st down. Sobrino fakes the option and is able to get enough for the 1st down. I believe I heard a call of Puerto Rico from the coach. Don't know what play that might be, but it sounds interesting. Okay, again, Wildcats, twins to both sides. Running back in the backfield. Sobrino in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks right. Has time, throws, a little bit overthrown. Again, that ball was intended for Keon Adderley. A little bit too high for Kiki there to bring that in. I feel like I'm battling the commentator. And, you know, feel free to let me know if I'm winning. Again, Wildcats showing twins to both sides. Ezekiel in the backfield to the left of Sobrino, who's in the shotgun. Marvin Estrada at center. The snap is there. Looks to the right. Throws across the middle. Little bit ahead of Cavarius. Intended for Cavarius, but just a little bit in front. Beat the commentator again. Now, again, from here, if we weren't able to get anything, this would be a 51-yard field goal. Just to give Javi some information, you add 17 yards from where you're at to know how far that field goal would be. 7 for the snap and 10 because of how deep the field goal posts are. Just trying to give you a little fodder. Sobrino in the shotgun, takes the snap, looks left, is holding, is throwing across the middle, hits him in the hands, and he's not able to bring it in. That was Nate Washington, who was not being able to bring in. And there is a good call here for the Westland Wildcats. The referee calls a roughing the passer as Sobrino was hit late. That will automatically generate a first down and bring the Wildcats should be to the 19. Personal foul, roughing the passer is the call. On the defense, it will be a first down. Again, later on this season, either in soccer or basketball, we will be bringing Espy on to, so I don't have to talk so much, so we could take turns. And we will definitely let you know when we will both be on ahead of time. Sobrino, the option to Ezekiel Fuller, who takes it to the left, is trying to beat everyone out the corner, and is able to get in. Ducks under the last receiver and is able to bring it in from 19 for the score. Westland Wildcats now lead 23-0. If they can get this extra point, they will match. They will match the same score they had against the Hialeah Miami Lakes Trojans. Again, Leon Adderley, the long snapper. Cavarius Davis, the holder, and Mikel Romero with the kick. 2:14 to go in the first quarter. The snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good. Your Westland Wildcats lead 24-0. Still with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So far, the Wildcats have been able to score on 2 passes from Sobrino, a field goal from Romero, and now a run from Mr. Fuller. Varela's three possessions, 2 have ended in turnovers, and the other one ended up with a turnover on downs at the 50-yard line, which is where the Wildcats took over this last drive and were able to cash it in for a touchdown. Coach Gross reminds Mikel, to wait for the referee's whistle to not get that penalty again. And again, the kick goes down the middle, takes a wicked bounce, and Varela is having trouble fielding it from the goal line, is able to go and is brought down with a nice hit by number 23, it looks like. Dion Adderley. Did I beat him? So Varela will take over. Will start their drive at their own 15. After that ball got through, that kickoff got through, Varela had trouble handling it. Looked like he had some daylight, but one of the Westland players was able to get to him quickly and bring him down. Varela in the shotgun, showing twins to the right, trips to the left. He is trying to scramble for his life. It's going left, going right. Now he's throwing the ball up, and it is caught out of bounds, incomplete. George, we're still in the first quarter. Just so you know, we're still in the first quarter with 1 minute 42 seconds to go. Second and 10 from the 15. Varela with trips to the left, twin receivers to the right, empty backfield. Quarterback calls for the snap, is looking to see where he can go, and he is brought down. Brought down by number 12. By Briam Ramirez with, I believe it was a sack. Maybe he gained a yard. It was no gain, so it will not be counted as a sack. It will just be a tackle. Yet to see any sacks in this game. Have had one interception and one fumble, both benefiting the Wildcats. Varela again now showing quads to the left, single receiver to the right. Quarterback calling for the snap, takes the snap, is looking back to pass, is already trying to find a place to go, is going to pivot and throw, and it looks like it is a completion. It is a completion and will be enough for the Varela first down, which will be their first of the game. First down for the Varela Vipers with 56.6 seconds to go in the first quarter. Two of the Wildcats seem to be down. That is Alejandro Lamas, who has gotten up. I can't tell who the other player is. Don't know if it's the wind knocked out or it could be a cramp. Is that number 90, I believe? If that is number 90, that would be James Atkins. James Atkins being treated by our trainer, Carla Calderon. And the other team's trainer is also going out from Varela. Again, you see a lot of players on their knees. Sportsmanship for this is any player that goes down when they get up. Everyone from both teams, including the fans, should applaud that player, regardless if they're on your side or not. Now, James did suffer a minor injury in the last game, but he is getting up. Looks like it was just minor, and the orthopedic actually went out there. It looks like it's his left knee, but he is walking off, and as you can hear, you hear the clapping from both sides. Good side of sportsmanship. In case the FHSA is watching this or listening, we do like to exhibit good sportsmanship. Clock was stopped for that injury timeout. The clock was stopped with 52 seconds, 52.7 seconds in the first quarter. It will be a 1st and 10 for Varela at the 39 now on the referee's whistle. The clock starts, and it is counting down. This may be the last play of the first quarter. They might be able to get in a second one. Varela with trips to one side, a low snap, and it looks like Westland may be on that ball. Oh, it is still loose. And it is a Westland turnover. Second fumble recovery for Westland with 24.9 seconds. Again, like I say, with the centers and the long snappers. If you can't get the snap there, you don't have a play. That was a low snap to from the center. Quarterback had trouble handling it and caused a turnover. Did you get my good side? Only speaking to Miss Espinoza, who was my official photographer. So when I go public and, with this whole thing, she's going to be my official photographer. By the way, she did a great job on my daughter's communion pictures. I will say that. So Westland takes the ball over at the 33. Sobrino with the snap, gives it to Fuller. Fuller able to get a couple of yards. And that should wrap up the first quarter. Unless we're going to run fast here. We got twins to both sides. Coach, just wait so we can see it on this side. Oh, and Coach calls a timeout. We'd like to be able to see Westland score in this end zone. Makes it closer for us. Better, I could give more details. So Coach Gross calls a timeout with 1.2 seconds to go in the first quarter to not let us see this next play from close. Varela seems to be warming up, possibly another quarterback on the sideline. Again, this wild speculation on my side. You have two guys throwing on the sidelines. Maybe they're either warming up their regular quarterback or maybe thinking of bringing in another quarterback. Again, according to Wikipedia, Tropical Park is located, yes, in Miami-Dade County, but also in Olympia Heights, Florida. A little bit of fodder there for you, a little bit of information. Quality Green, I see you're an FHSAA. Good, so you saw the sportsmanship. So Westland will get the ball 2nd and 7 at the 30 with 1.2 seconds to go in this first quarter. We have trips to the left. Sobrino with a running back to the right. Number 5 is alone on the right. The snap pass across the middle. And Nate Washington is going to take it to the house. For the 3rd time today, the connection from Ray Sobrino to Nate Washington goes for 6. Extending the lead now to 30-0. That is the end of the first quarter, but we will have an untimed down as we kick the extra point before we flip the field and kick off to Varela. Okay, and let's see if we can stay perfect. A snap was a bit high, and it is blocked. No good. As you can see again, when the snaps are high or low, it makes everything more complicated. So that is the first extra point that is missed today. Pretty much the only thing that has gone against Westland today has been that extra point and the kickoff where they went early. So far, again, everything that Gross has been calling has been coming out great. Sobrino ends his first quarter with 3 touchdown passes. Nate Washington with 3 touchdown receptions. Ezekiel Fuller with a rushing touchdown. And we had an interception from Kavaris Davis. And 2 fumble recoveries, one by James Atkins and the other one by Brahim. Westland will be kicking north to south, and Varela will now be going north on their drives. So we should be able to see a lot more action on our side now as we are by the south end zone. Referees have blown the whistle, and the kick is good kick. Kick is to the about, he called for a fair catch. Called for a fair catch. That is correct, Mr. Referee. So they will get the ball at about the 14. Okay, they're going to give him the 15. Yes, that wave over his head is calling for a fair catch on punts and kicks. If you call for the fair catch, you cannot be hit. but you also cannot advance the ball. The only thing that could happen is you either catch it and it starts there, or obviously if you fumble, then it is fair game. See if Varela does go with a quarterbacking change, or do they stay with the same? Okay, Varela with twin receivers to the right. Has now a tight end in the game, running back in the backfield. And there is a penalty. There's a false start on the offensive line. False start on the offensive line. Again, I'm ahead of the commentator. Okay, Varela with a single receiver to the left, a tight end, and two to the right and there is a handoff to number 5, it looks like, and he is brought down after a gain of about 4. So they pretty much recovered almost all the yardage. Update from La Jaula at Westland. The girls are tied 1-1, are heading to the third set now against the North Miami Pioneers. Again, that game, I may have, spoiled it for you now, because that game is being recorded and will be up on our Westland Wildcat TV later today or tomorrow. Again, Varela with the snap, handoff to number 5, and he's able to break a tackle, break off to the left, and he is brought down. That was Gavin Greaves for the Vipers, who moves the chains, I believe, for only the second first down of the game for Varela, but showing some kind of promise here. Varela now again, now showing trips, single to the left. Again, quarterback in the backfield with a running back. The snap, the handoff, again to number 5, and is brought down, is met there by number 52, Abraham Francois Harris. So 2nd and 9 from the 32. Showing pretty much a tight formation here, Varela. Running back goes to the right. Quarterback sitting in the pocket pretty. Throwing across the middle. Is able to complete it. Cleanest pocket Varela has had all day. Oh, there you see Otis, who I said earlier had it in the game earlier, is back in the game and does make that tackle. Varela showing up here with trip receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, running back in the backfield, just to the left of the quarterback in the shotgun. The snap. Quarterback. Oh, I think the ball is down. Think the ball went out. The little bag went out, which means the ball is out. Referees are trying to. And it is Westland ball. Another fumble recovered by the Wildcats. With 8:54, James Atkins with his second fumble recovery of the game will give the ball back to the Wildcats at their own 44. You got Westland showing trip receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, with a running back in the backfield just in front of Sobrino. The snap, it's low, it's a bad snap. Sobrino just falls on top of it. Very smart move by Sobrino. You take the loss, but you protect the ball. Again, that snap, that exchange between the quarterback and the center is so crucial in football. Simplest thing, without that, you have no play. That was a loss of, looks like 12. Snap is back. Pass is thrown. Pass is there. It's turning around and is able to get some of that yardage back. Some of that yardage back to Keon Adderley. But still will make a long third down. Third and probably about 19. Yep. Again, I'm throwing numbers. I don't have the view the press box does, but I'm pretty much on point here because I'm pretty much a big deal. And Ray, again, has time, is having to scramble now. He's turning the corner, cuts up, and is met by a group of Vipers that bring him down. Pretty much is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it will bring it to about a 4th and 10. Looks like Westland, this will be Westland's first punt of the day. Again, when you're punting for the first time with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter, you're having a pretty good day. Again, crucial here is, again, the snap. Westland having some issues getting their personnel there. The snap is back. The kick is up. And it is going to bounce. Going to take a Westland bounce. And it will be down at the 18. Westland punts, and the punt goes to the 18. It was on the 40. It's a 38-yard punt. Not bad for a high school punter. Was aided a little bit by the roll. But again, whatever you get, you take. 6:41 to go in the half. And Varela will take over at their own 19, it looks, was the spot. Thought it was the 18. And again, Varela shows trip receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Quarterback in the shotgun with a running back, Greaves. Now the running back is moving to his left. The handoff is given. He goes to the right, is able to turn the corner, and is pushed out. Ooh. And they also take out the chain gang guy. Hopefully he's okay. And that is why you need insurance when you're on the chain gang, because you never know when you might get hurt. He bounced right back up, and he is okay. So he's able to pick up 5 as he turned the corner. Varela showing trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Running back, again, now moves to the right-hand side of the quarterback. Pass across the middle, and it is tipped away by number 9. And the referee calls for water break. Nate Washington with the pass breakup. So on top of having 3 touchdown catches in this first half, He now has a pass defended. Wave. We'd like to thank our trainer, athletic trainer, Carla Calderon. And I'd like to thank our security services, SRO Mario Suarez, and our illustrious principal, Miss Giovanna Blanco, and also our athletic director who puts this all together, who refuses to turn for the camera. Thank you, Miss Cynthia Rodriguez. Varela showing a tight formation, rolls their running back to the left. Quarterback was in the grasp, but is able to get down, but is finally brought down by number 31. I know you wanted to see it on the chat. Adrian Bridges. Adrian Bridges is able to clean up and get the sack on the quarterback. Seems like number 6 for Varela is not very happy with something. I don't know if it's one of his players. 4th down, it looks like Varela will bring out their punter. Their punter is pinned down at basically their own 3-yard line. The snap is low, it's fumbled, but he's able to get it off. Not a very long punt, but again, favorable bounce. And it was a big hit there on the sideline, but it was a completely legal hit there on the sideline. And Carla, like to also thank our doctor on site today, Dr. West, and our Quill and Scroll sponsor, Miss Lisa Espinosa, also our sideline photographer. And now Westland will take over the ball with 5:29 to go in the first half at the 50-yard line. Taken over here once before and was able to score in the first quarter. The handoff goes to Fuller, who is not able to get much, maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Bringing up a 2nd and 8 or 7. So, actually there was a loss on the play. My bad. That's why I don't have the vantage point that he does. Now we're checking for Orlando, the coach says. Sobrino wrapped up, tried to get the pass off, did not like what he saw, and ends up getting wrapped up. And I believe that might be the first sack against the Wildcats in this game. Just under 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Westland with twin receivers twins to both sides, running back in the backfield. The snap is there. He's looking left. He's throwing. Oh! 13 almost had that. 13, Kavarius Davis almost had that catch. Would have been enough for a first down and put us inside the 30. Brings up a 4th and 16 from R44. Want to say that's the first drive for the Westland Wildcats that have ended up in negative yardage on the day. Keon Adderley back to punt. The snap is there. The kick is away. It's a short punt, but it does take a Westland bounce. But then there's a penalty for a personal foul. Did not give him the space to catch it. That's going to be the call. Even though he did not call for a fair catch, you do have to give him the right to catch the ball. The signal the referee made looked like a roughing the kicker, but I believe it was a personal foul. Okay, personal foul. Okay, maybe. Okay, that was a better with the personal foul there. So it is a 15-yard penalty. Varela showing quad receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, and there is a delay of game call. Delay of game call on Varela. Again, just like in college and the NFL, you do have 40 seconds from the time the whistle is blown to get your next play. Seemed that they took a little too much time, unfortunately. Unlike college and the NFL, there is not a visible play clock for the quarterback to look at. So it is kept usually by the back judge. The snap is there, the quarterback takes off, and is brought down by Adrian Bridges. There is a penalty. There is a penalty. Waiting to see what the call is. It's a hit to the head against the Wildcats. Will give them another 15 yards. Personal foul, targeting, or blow to the helmet. Again, in college, this would have gone to a replay to see if they would throw the player out to eject the player. But in high school, we do not have those capabilities. Again, Varela comes out with trips to the right, single receiver to the left, running back to the right of the quarterback in the shotgun. The snap goes back. He's looking left, throwing left, is able to complete it on a slant. Enough for the first down. That was a very nice throw by the quarterback. Okay, Varela takes a snap. Again, he looks left. Now getting some pressure, trying to get out, and he is going to be brought down. Don't know if he's going to be drawn for a loss. It looks like it will be a loss. Will be a sack. One of the Westland Wildcats had him by the feet, and someone else came in and make sure. Oh, that was James Atkins again with the sack. Approaching the 2 minutes to go in the first half. Brings up a 2nd and 17 from the Varela 42. I'm sorry, from the Westland 42. Varela lines up with trip receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. The handoff to the running back, who goes right and is met by number 2. Met by number 2, Genoa Parks, with the tackle. Again, less than 2 minutes to go here. There is no 2-minute warning in high school, so the clock does not stop at the 2-minute warning. Varela now lines up with trips. Actually, no, 4 receivers to the left. 4 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, empty backfield. Looks like the quarterback will either try to take it himself or just focus on one receiver. Oh, And that right guard, number 70, jumped a little bit early. That will be a false start on the offense. Number 70, the right guard. And it looks like, no, Westland player is up again. Looks like Mr. Lama seems to be cramping up, but he's getting through it. You ask and you shall receive, Miss Blanco. Oh, the quarterback rolls out to the left, is being chased, and is able to get out of bounds. No, I don't have chicken wings, Miss Blanco. But I did have a blow pop. Camera. Look, that is Miss Blanco. She wanted a blow pop. She asked me. I just happen to have one in my pocket. Timeout on the field. Looks like it was taken by Varela. With 42.5 seconds to go. Varela does have a decision to make here. It is 4th and 2 at the Wildcat 27. Field goal from here. Javi, let's test your math. How long would the field goal be from here? Oh, and he forgot. You got to add 17 yards, so it would be a 44-yard field goal. Varela from the left hash showing quad receivers to the right. Very tight receiver on the left. Empty backfield. Only needs 2 yards for the first down. Snap, looks to the left, is now scrambling, is being chased, throws to the right, and it looks like it was a catch. Looks like it was a catch. It will be a first down. So the clock stops momentarily as they set the ball. Once the whistle is blown, the clock will start again as you see it winding. You have quad receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Now inside of 25 seconds, quarterback looks, is being chased, and is going to be brought down by James Atkins. Originally the pressure was brought in by Abraham, and there is a Westland player down. Looks like number 91 Lamas. And the clock should stop with 6.2 seconds. He has been having issues with cramps. Hopefully that's all that it is. Trainer Carla goes out to attend. So Lama's coming off the field with some assistance from the trainer. So again, this probably will be the last play of the first half. Varela has the ball, 1st and 10 at the Westland 21. This is the deepest they have gotten into Westland territory. And the whistle, they do get the snap off. And the quarterback is being chased. Abraham on the chase is able to throw it up into the end zone. And it is incomplete. That will end the first half. Westland Wildcats go into the half leading 30-0. Again, Westland for our bilingual people. Westland 30, the Vipers 0. I'm going to get off the air for a little while so I can hydrate the vocal cords. Okay, and we're back. 45 seconds to go before the start of the second half. Again, for those of you joining us, Westland leads 30-0 over the Varela Vipers. There you see our coach, the Grinch that stole Christmas. Gross when he has his face shield up, and from the back looks like the Grinch. First half stats or some highlights. You had 3 touchdown receptions by Nate Washington, all thrown by Ray Sobrino. You had 1 rushing touchdown from Ezekiel Fuller. You had 2 fumble recoveries by James Atkins, 1 by Brahim Ramirez, and an interception by Kovarius Davis. Nate also put his hands on a pass and defended a pass in that first half. And as the scoreboard reaches triple zeros, we will be starting the second half shortly. Westland will be kicking off in the second half. Westland will be kicking off in the second half as they receive the first half kickoff. Varela had deferred in the first half. Varela will be receiving the ball on the south end and traveling north on the field, which means we will see the Westland Wildcats coming towards us on offense for this third quarter. Again, Mikel Romero back to kick. We're missing a player out there. Adrian Bridges checks in a little late for the kickoff team. And the kick is fielded by number 22 at about the 15 and is able to get to about the 30, so about a 15-yard return for number 22, who did fumble the ball there shortly as he tried to catch it. A score again, Wildcats 30, Gatos Salvajes 30, Vipers yet to get on the board. Vipers 0. The lights have come on here at Tropical Park because obviously as we get close to the winter equinox on the 21st, the sun will go down sooner and sooner every day until that date. Double receivers. The running pass is to the left, is complete for a short gain. Receiver is able to get a couple more yards after the catch, or as they call it in football, some yak yards, YAC, yards after catch. Is able to get about 5 yards, making it 2nd and 5. Sorry, gain of 8. Again, the other commentator has a better vantage point than me, so it was a completion for 8 yards. Varela showing a tight end or an H-back. Left, 1 receiver, twin receiver to the right, running back in the backfield with the quarterback. Takes the snap, looks left, is going to take off running, and is brought down by both number 91 and number 2. Alejandro Lamas on the tackle. Looks like possibly a loss of a yard. Or no, actually there was no gain, so it will not be a sack. It will just be a tackle. Quarterback again with a single receiver to the left. Trips to the right. It's a tall number 4 receiver in the slot right now. And a quarterback in the back, a running back in the backfield. Calls for the snap. The handoff is given to number 5, who has some open field and looks like he is definitely able to get the first down. When they have been able to go to that number 5, they have been productive. So they move the ball now to the Westland side of the field, to the 46, 1st and 10. Again, lining up with number 4 now as an H-back. Number 4 as the H-back, receiver to the left, 2 receivers to the right, running back in the backfield to the right of the quarterback. Calls for the snap, looks left, is rolling right. Abraham is on the chase. There's a pass. It is incomplete, but there was a flag. Flag came out earlier, usually in the department of holding. Let's see who it is. Oh, there is a call of pass interference. But there seems to have been another penalty, but maybe that was the original penalty. Okay, so it was a pass interference on the Wildcats, giving the Vipers another first down. Moves it to the 36, probably the second deepest penetration of the game for Varela. Westland here has to tighten up a little bit, has to stiffen up on the defense. Again, showing trip receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, running back in the backfield. And there's a handoff up the middle, and he is met by a group, by a swarm of Carol Baskin's kittens. Okay, we got a tight end, H-back on the right. Again, that tall number 4 receiver, 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left, quarterback in the shotgun with a running back to the left. He looks left, scanning the field, has plenty of time, throws it, and it is, looks like it may have been intercepted by the Wildcats. Sorry, did not see the call. That is number 1 right there with the loud screeching noise. That is Miss Blanco. There she is on camera. So Westland has their, I believe it's second interception of the day. I believe the 5th turnover of the game for Varela. So they take over at the 20. Sobrino looking to pass, going deep on the right-hand side to Nate Washington, and the pass is broken up. He did have him. If he would have let him a little further, it could have gone for 80 yards to the house. Sobrino pretty much takes the ball on his own, is able to get a couple of yards. May have lost the ball on the play, but the referees are saying no, that his momentum was stopped. So Westland will maintain possession. Westland with twin receivers to the left, double twins either side. And he looks to the right, throws, is able to complete it to number 13. Is able to, Kavarius Davis, Vari with the completion, with the reception for what looks like to be a Westland first down. Yes, it is. So side judge is calling for the chain gang to move up. So it will be a first down. Again, Westland now showing trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Ezekiel Fuller in the background. EJ in the background with Sobrino. The snap is there. The give is to Ezekiel. And Ezekiel does not have a lot of daylight. May be able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Bringing up a 2nd and 10. from the Westland 34. Again, as the lights are coming on at the stadium and the sun is setting, the temperature is dropping a bit. Still not anywhere near as cold as it was this morning, but it is cooling down here. Sobrino takes a snap, looks right. The pass is complete to number 15, Abdullah Gosha, who is still going with the ball. And Abdullah with a first down. So Abdullah with a nice catch and run on what looked like to be a bubble screen to the right. Gets another first down, bringing the ball to inside of Varela territory. And now we're getting to where we might be able to see a score on the south side of the field, which is where we are stationed. Westland shows trips to the left, single receiver to the right. EJ in the backfield. EJ now moves up. The snap is to Sobrino. Another bubble screen, this time to number 5, to Keon Adderley, who was able to muster another Westland first down. There is the referee calls for a water break. Again, 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and I have not stopped talking. And there is a water break as Westland is threatening now. The deepest penetration here in the second half so far for the Westland Wildcats. The ball is at the 30, 1st and 10. Again, water timeout. Part of the FHSA protocols for dehydration. Obviously, we're not used to playing the games in this kind of weather here in Miami. We're used to having temperatures in the high 80s and low 90s, maybe even high 90s. But today, a very cool night. Temperature probably in the low 70s. It's actually, I'm being told by Cool and Scroll Javier Espinosa that it is 70 degrees right now. Ms. Blanco, do you have any words for the fans?
Our boys are playing very well today, very proud of them. They are focused and they are challenging each other, and they are giving Felix Varela a run for their money.
It seems like we're taking Christmas from Varela.
They look like little Santa Clauses.
Okay, Westland showing trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Sobrino making a change, telling his receiver on the right. And the snap is there, looks right, is throwing deep to the right. And again connects with Nate Washington for the 4th touchdown of the game. From Sobrino to Nate Washington. 4th touchdown. He has accounted for 24 of Westland's 36 points with his 4 touchdown catches. And hopefully we got a good view of that one. Okay. Mikel will come out for the extra point attempt. We are at 36-0. So Varela rushes in another defender for the extra point. The snap is there. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it's good. Westland extends their lead to 37-0. 37-0. That's right, Brianna Romero. Nate is on fire. 4 touchdowns on the day. And we can't help but say also you got to give some credit to the offensive line. Offensive line has given Sobrino time to throw. And the defense has stiffened up quite a bit when it's needed to. Okay, the kick for the Wildcats does go out of bounds, so there will be a flag on that. Again, not a lot of things have gone against Westland today, but that's one of the few ones. They kick out of bounds on the kickoff, will yield a penalty, which will move the ball up. So instead of Varela starting at possibly the 20, that will now get pushed up to the 35. Any kick out of bounds on a kickoff that goes out of bounds before entering the end zone does take a penalty, and the ball does come out automatically to the 35-yard line. Varela showing twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Does have, again, that number 4 in the H-back position, and the running back in the backfield to the quarterback's left. The snap, the handoff, and he is able to elude the first tackler, but is then brought down by number 21, Leon Bubba Adderley. The Wildcats are definitely eating today. As someone just puts on the chat, yes, they are definitely eating today with the score 37-0. Could make another reference to Carol Baskin and her husband. So Varela takes the snap, looks to the left, throws to the left, is able to complete it, but is brought down immediately by number 7, I believe. No, can't be number 7. No, because number 7 would have been Kaylani, who, as we said earlier, our hearts go out to him. He is home recovering from his surgery. The tackle was in by Cortez Davis, number 1. Again, I have a very far distance from there, and I do not have the view that the press box does. Quarterback has trips to the right, to the left, looking left, is being rushed, is being flushed out, and runs out of bounds. Uh, 1:10 to go here in the third quarter. And even though the quarterback did run out of bounds, the clock will not stop by FHSA rules. Once a team has a sizable lead, then the clock will not stop except for a timeout or an official's timeout due to an injury. So Varela will now punt. Snap is back to the punter. He's able to get the punt off, and it does not take a favorable Varela bounce, and they're able to down it at about the 46-yard line of Varela. That should be the last play of the third quarter. So that might have been the last play that we will see Westland coming our way on offense, because chances are we will not get another play in this third quarter, and we will be going on to the fourth quarter. You may see 4 fingers go up for a lot of the players. Traditional symbol that we are now in the fourth quarter, and there we have reached triple zeros again. As you can see, the fingers are now up for the players. Usually a symbol that we have entered the fourth quarter. This is where games are won and lost sometimes, even though today's game looks like it's pretty much sealed up already. And if I am not mistaken, and I am not the vicar of Westland athletic history, but I believe that with today's win would make Coach Gross the second winningest football coach in Westland history. Again, I believe with today's victory, might be a little premature for me to say it, but it is 37-0, would make Coach Gross the second winningest coach in Westland history, only trailing Mr. Mike Monasco the current head coach at Miami Palmetto Senior High. So Westland will end this fourth quarter going from south to north on the field, or from left to right on your screen possibly. I don't see a down or distance. Sobrino looks to the right, throws it out to Fuller coming out of the backfield, and Fuller is able to take it for what looks like to be a first down. Seems like our scoreboard operator has lost the down and distance. So I may be going somewhat blind. Well, not blind me, but shooting blind because I don't have somebody to tell me what we have going on. So Sobrino looks to the sideline, looks to the signal from Coach Jackson and Coach Gross. Signal goes in, showing trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Goes to Ezekiel Fuller. Sorry, I looked down at my roster and I lost some action there. It was a pass to Ezekiel Fuller, so that is his second play in a row from Sobrino to Ezekiel Fuller for another nice gain. Looks like pushes it to another first down. At the 19. So 1st and 10 at the 19. Twin receivers to both sides. Trip receivers to the, Ray Sobrino coming in with the play. Ezekiel Fuller follows him. Goes into what looks like an H-back position on the left, along with twins and twins to the right. Sobrino takes the snap, looks left, throws that fade route again, and leads number 5, Keon Adderley. Kiki just a bit too far outside of Kiki's reach. As I could see on the sideline, Nate Washington is on the sideline. I guess they're giving him a breather. I think 4 is enough for today. The quad touchdown performance by Nate today. Varela hustles a player off the field. Westland has trip receivers to the left. Twin receivers to the right. Ezekiel again in the backfield. The handoff goes to Ezekiel up the middle. And does get some yardage. And it is now, I believe, 3rd down. Third down and 8. We have trip receivers, including number 13, Kavarius Davis in the slot on the left. Fake the handoff. Is throwing across the middle. Looks like a touchdown. Touchdown. And that pass is to Keon Adderley, so he goes back to the well, and this time he's able to cash in. 2 plays before, he tried to go to Keon in the left-hand corner. This time he gets him across the middle in the end zone for the score, extending the lead to 43-0. Mikael Romero comes out for the extra point. Kavarius Davis with the hold. The snap is up. Oh, and it's a bad snap. And looks like it is no good. Again, when you can't get the snap and you can't get the hold down, it's very hard to get that kick off. Remember, you only have a 7 yards from where the ball is snapped to where the kicker kicks the ball. So if you cannot get that placement down, it is very hard to get a lift on that ball. To quote our geometry teachers, the angle has to be acute, but low enough that it can clear the uprights. Six minutes, 30 seconds to go. Westland will be kicking off here, leading 43-0. Okay, the kick is up, deep to the right of the end zone. The ball is fumbled, now picked up by Varela, who's trying to come back, and he's met by a swarm of Wildcats. Met by a swarm of Wildcats. Looks like to be maybe at the 20 or shorter. I believe the tackle was made again by EJ, by Ezekiel Fuller. So he's doing damage again, like I said earlier, not only providing on the offensive side of the ball, but also helping us out on special teams. Those kind of players are very impactful because they are able to impact on various sides of the ball, helping a team. Again, we do have a running clock in this game. So we have 5:36 to go. They're at the 18, so my call was pretty close, just inside of the 20. Running back rolls out, pass is complete, but there was a offside call on the offense. Offsides call on the offense probably means the receiver was past the line of scrimmage. And there we see Coach Tisdale walking by. Yeah, the temperature has dropped. I see my cameraman has put on his jacket. It is getting a couple of degrees cooler. Probably now into the high 60s. And Javi again corrects me. 68, yes, we have dropped 2 degrees since the last weather check. Okay, there is an official's timeout. Again, I said the only time the clock will stop is for official's timeout or an injury timeout or a timeout taken by one of the coaches. So other than that, once the whistle is blown, the clock will continue to run until it reaches 0. Both of these teams will have another game next week, depending on the outcome of another game that is either taking place now, or will take place. The winner of this game will play the winner of that other game, and the loser will play the loser of the other game. That game will take place next Thursday, December 17th, at a time and place to be determined. Once we know, we will put it on our social media. Quarterback gives the handoff. Running back is met in the backfield. Really goes nowhere with that. Abraham Francois Harris with the tackle. AB, not Antonio Brown, with the tackle inside on the running back. Varela lines up with 4 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Quarterback is alone in the backfield in the shotgun. The snap, he looks to the left. Doesn't see anything, tucks it up, and is now running up the middle. Breaks one tackle, loses the ball, stripped away. And Westland does cover that fumble. And that is Genoa Parks with the recovery. Genoa Parks with the recovery. Gives the ball back to Westland. Quarterback did break a couple of tackles, but he was not protecting that ball. It was stripped away from him and recovered by Genoa Parks to give the ball back to Westland. Inside of 3 minutes to go in this game. Westland showing twin receivers to both sides. Believe we see number 80 in the game for the first time in the slot. And the run goes for about 2 or 3 yards by Dion Adderley. Now under 2 minutes to go. Probably we'll only see 3 or 4 more plays in this game. Again with the running clock. And having 40 seconds between plays. Right now you have about 100 seconds, so you might get 3 plays. We have a new quarterback in right now, number 13, who fakes the handoff, takes off to the right, has some space, makes one miss, is going, and is able to not get in but get close. Probably down at the 2 or 3 yard line. Again, I am very far from there. Cavorius Davis with a nice fake handoff up the middle and rolls out to the right and is able to make quite a gain. Sobrino comes back into the game. We got 23 in the backfield behind Ray Sobrino, who is under center. You have Dion Adderley, who gets the ball, and it goes nowhere. He is stopped. Again, there's under a minute to go. This may or may not be the last play of the game. Might get one more in, maybe. And again, this will be, both of these teams will have another game next week, regardless of this outcome. 25 seconds to go. Sobrino is in the shotgun. Is going to keep it himself and take it in for the score. Running it to 49-0. Ray Sobrino calls his own, but now there is a myriad of flags on the play. A number of flags on the play as the clock is expiring. Because of the penalties, the clock stops with 0.6, and the referee tells him to roll the clock. And the final score is 49-0. Westland Wildcat wins 49-0. So Ray Sobrino has 5 touchdown passes, 5 touchdown passes, 4 going to Nate Washington, and then 1 he runs in himself. Coach Gross is not very happy with some of the players and their attitudes. This is Sino, Mr. Conception, signing off, as the boys will now cross across the middle of the field in a show of sportsmanship, but they cannot shake hands by protocol.
If you like the outcome of today's match, please consider subscribing to our Westland Wildcat TV YouTube channel. It helps us a lot in continuing to film all of our sports live streams. Also consider turning on our post notifications. Turning on our post notifications so you get notified every time we start a new live stream. Thank you everyone for joining today, and that will be the end.